If you've heard of Roblox before, I'm sure you've also heard about Doors, a game that really, and I mean really, took the internet by storm. It has a simple premise: open door, have scary interaction with monster, repeat. And it got a lot of people looking forward to it, mainly because this was made in Roblox, the same platform where you can play or gamble in games made for kids. And that's what I'm gonna talk about in this video. Not Floor 2, but Floor 1 as well, and everything this game has to offer. This is Doors, a full analysis of Floor 1 and 2. Spoiler and epilepsy warning. The hotel is the floor that started everything. The elevator music is jolly, completely contrasting what you're about to experience. The game gives you a pre-run shop where you can buy a few items with knobs, a currency that you don't obtain while playing the game but by playing the game. The elevator door then opens into the first room, which resembles a typical vintage hotel reception with rain heavily pouring on the outside. It also gives you a little tutorial for two things: crouching and opening locked doors. The first room presents itself again as your typical hotel, the difference being that the actual hotel rooms aren't numbered but random hallways are. It's empty but also a little calm and inviting. You know, I could actually settle down here. But before we get to settling down, you might just see the lights flickering around you, followed by a suspicious sounding growl. But that is no ordinary growl, my friends. Please make way for Rush. Rush is a screaming PNG whose arrival is indicated by lights flickering around you and will rush to the next unopened door, destroying all the lights in its path. If you're in its way, you get insta-killed. Pretty simple. All you have to do to avoid Rush is either hide in a locker or hide out of its way. It will also emit a different higher pitched noise when it gets in close proximity. Using this information to your advantage, you can hide on time just before it gets you, but hiding for too long also has its side effects. This is hide. Hide in a locker for too long and you will get kicked out and served a little damage as dessert. That's basically it. The gameplay of Doors, at least Floor 1, is very boring. You just walk most of the time. This is why the game tries to keep you on your toes by forcing you to remember what door number you're at. According to this game's logic, you must go through every door in the correct order. If you don't, dupe. Verb, to deceive someone, usually by making that person do something that they did not intend to do. That's it. That's dupe. You enter the wrong door, you get screamed at, and like, I don't know, it looks like he gives you a big kiss. Best suggestion to prevent this from happening? Just count the door, bro. Just audibly say what number door you go through to know what number to look for. Also, the previous door numbers get blurred, which is this game's way of preventing you from cheating. But this is a horror game, so naturally you'll stumble across dark areas where the most annoying creature lies around. Wait, did you hear that? Who's screaming at who? Screech is an entity that can spawn in dark rooms, alerting you of its presence with a simple psst before eventually attacking you if you don't look at it in time. The name Screech has a pretty interesting origin. It comes from this. Pretty annoying, I must say. With some of the dangers out of the way, I think it's time we make our way further until we end up at this game's first canon event. I see you. Entering a new room past door 25 has a chance to initiate a sequence where eyes spawn on the walls and the paintings around you, with the lights fake flickering upon entering a new room. Rush can still appear in this sequence, possibly catching the player off guard. But you know what's gonna catch you even more off guard? My Discord server. That's right, I officially have a Discord server, so if you want to get pinged for new videos like this one and possibly chat with me, then join up. Link is in the description. Now, where were we? Oh, right. After opening a few more doors, suddenly the eyes stop appearing and you'll find yourself in this ominous hallway. And I guess you just make your way to the next door?
No, you won't.
What?
It's me, the goo guy.
What the fuck?
And now it's your turn to become big black goo.
What? So this is Seek, and you'll now find yourself running for your life in this high-stakes chase sequence where you will be crouching under bookshelves, avoid falling furniture, and maybe do a bit of looting if you're that goated. Some rooms will present 3 doors, with only one being the correct door you're meant to go through. Remember kids, you gotta look both ways before you cross. Sorry, but on this channel, we jaywalk. You better give this hotel 10 stars on booking.com because you will be booking it. Finally, the hallway is collapsing, chandeliers are falling, big ass hands are coming through. We gotta...
No! I will goo you one day, I swear!
Damn, that guy is weird. But with that out of the way, surely everything will be completely smooth sailing. Disclaimer, I am lying. Reaching door 49, you will find a reception-like area with an alarm clock on top of the desk. And in front of you awaits door 50. A little less inviting than you expected, but no worries, I'll just make sure to walk around the entity so that it doesn't get me. I meant I'll be crouching around the entity because obviously it can feel vibrations. The entity's name is Figure, and it's just your average blind monster. Stand up and walk, and it will quickly run to your location. And many other noises will prompt it to run around where the noise was made, including the alarm clock from earlier. Now, in door 50, we find ourselves inside a library with the figure roaming around, our objective being to find a code to leave the room. The desk inside the room has a piece of paper with many symbols and the exit keypad drawn onto it. Looking around the library, some books may stick out, literally. You can pick them up, revealing a random symbol that corresponds to a random digit. Figure gets faster the more books you collect. Baldi's Basics reference here, I don't know. You get the code, put it in the keypad, and you're done. Hello, Jeff. Goodbye, Jeff. Not this guy again.
Oh, you got a problem, yeah?
No, I don't.
Put yourself in my shoes, alright?
I don't want it. It's fine.
Goo
I
guy.
get it.
All I do is goop around. Not so nice, is it?
I just
so
want to
you
get out
better
of this
stop
place, man.
judging a book by its cover, alright? My
Leave me
life
the
is
hell alone,
way
and then
harder
maybe
than
we
yours,
could talk
pal.
this over.
You don't want to see me angry. In
know,
fact, I'm already angry.
I don't care.
I hate you.
I hate you too. This time, Seek pulls out all the stops by only giving you rooms where you have to choose the right door. But okay, I've seen people struggle with these rooms, and I just gotta say 2 simple words: skill issue. If you don't see the blue light, don't go there. Like, how hard is it to understand? Like, you just have to look both ways. Sorry, I'm overreacting. Anyway, we ran out of budget for Seek, so bye-bye. Past the second Seek encounter, the rooms you'll stumble across are heavily destroyed and worn. You probably weren't supposed to see this, or maybe other survivors have been here before you but had little success in escaping because they encountered something that might have caused this wreckage. That sounds like we're getting ambushed, right? Ambush is just rush, but it rebounds a few times, meaning that you're not completely safe after it goes away because it has a chance to come back and catch you off guard. Luckily, it only does this about 2 to 4 times on average. Its warning scream is way more unsettling than rush though, a good reminder to always stay vigilant. And if you somehow manage to overcome all these challenges that I've mentioned so far, you can say hello to the final stretch of the hotel. The game gives you a little breather before the last 10 doors, an extremely majestic looking courtyard. You can finally see the hotel from the outside, and it looks just like you'd expect it. You can bask in the rain and breathe the fresh air all you want, but you know what you must do. Welcome to the greenhouse, a unique segment of the hotel that always appears past door 90. All rooms will be dark, with a loud ambience and rain making it hard to discern other important sound effects. Rush has a significantly higher chance to spawn, spawning about every other room on average, but this time there's no visual cue to warn you of its arrival. Many entities also appear frequently now, including one called Eyes, which I haven't covered yet, infestation for pressure basically. The game ups the stakes to the maximum. This is probably one of the most well done areas in the entire game, with an extremely frightening atmosphere that keeps you tense from start to finish and stunning visuals to go along with it. Finally, after a whole lot of yapping, we made it to door 100, a big electrical room that has exposed cables over some oil. Surely that doesn't mean anything. We pull the lever that leads to the exit and the figure is here. As you run away from figure, the rest of the room opens up to you, and now the figure will keep roaming this area in circles. Your objective here is to find these batteries, power cells, switches to power the elevator and get out of here. However, figure roams around where most of the switches are. So yeah, room 50, but you add 50. After finding all the 10 switches, I guess you power the building or something, and the exposed cable I mentioned earlier, well, I'll just let this one play out. Now you have to do a simple puzzle where the screen shows you a digit of a switch and whether it should be on or off, and you must copy it. Bing bang boom, oh god, the figure is back. And we're done. We escaped with the elevator, but the figure manages to get the last laugh by breaking our elevator and letting us fall to our demise. And that's it. Overall, an excellent start to one of the biggest Roblox games of all time. Welcome to the Mines, an update that after 2 years in development, hopefully it will have been worth the wait. As usual, you get a pre-run shop with different items from floor 1 as you're waiting in the rapidly falling elevator. And this time, it's a lot more cinematic. The elevator you fell with is broken down. The mines are filled with randomly placed floodlights, metal lockers, and toolboxes. Before you stands a generator with 2 missing fuses. This is basically this floor's equivalent of locked doors and a good tutorial without actually telling you what to do. You can also find a minecart in the center of the room, which you can push around for fun. After finding the 2 fuses and inserting them in the generator, you can pull the lever, powering the gate at the end of the room. And here we are, door 101, a room that gives you yet another tutorial, this time about pushable minecarts and using levers to switch tracks to break obstacles. The real game starts at door 102. Compared to the hotel, the mines provide a menacing atmosphere, and you will also be greeted by new faces residing within them. This is Giggle, but I bet you're not laughing. Giggles will spawn on the ceiling, a small, faint chuckle alerting you of their presence. Get too close under them and they will land on your face, slowly damaging you until you die. If you're getting attacked by one, you can remove it by either shaking your screen or having a friend knock it off your face. I fucking hate these guys, and by extension, you will too. 0 screeches out of 10 seeks. Advancing further into the mines, you'll notice a few entities from the hotel have managed to make their way here, like Rush, Screech, and Eyes, each being slightly altered from their hotel counterparts. Eyes can now switch locations around the room it's in. Screech always has a chance of appearing, which is a questionable choice to say the least. And Rush can also come from the front, and it makes the mines visibly shake when it spawns. You can truly feel its aura. Rush is morbidly a beast. Some doors throughout the mines might have an inflammable sign on them, meaning there just might be something fire in that room. Oh, I see. I guess you should subscribe then. The doors say I'm fire. I can't help it. Not only that, but the flammable rooms contain fire damp gas, which kills you if you breathe it for too long, or makes you straight up explode if you use any fire source, hence the inflammable sign. This is really just a metaphor about how I exploded in popularity because my videos are so fire. I'm just kidding. For some unknown reason, Figure has managed to follow us down into the mines, but luckily enough, we only have to deal with it a few times in somewhat small rooms where it roams in circles. It doesn't leave its room because of this blue light sealing entities away, which can be seen at the end of the Seek chases on floor 1. This is the same blue light that helps us in various instances throughout the game. As of now, it doesn't have an official name, but everyone refers to it as the guiding light, seeing as it helps us progress throughout the game and guide us further when needed. There's also a high chance that future rooms will teleport you into a sequence where you're in a dark blue room being chased by a ghost. This is called Halt, a blue ghost that will trail behind the player throughout a room before suddenly teleporting on the other side of them, making them walk in the other direction, this being emphasized by a visual cue telling you to turn around. In the mines, you'll have to traverse through a long room with many twists and turns and even push minecarts in order to escape it. I didn't talk about it in the hotel segment because quite frankly it's a bit boring. It just has a straight narrow dining room. Because we're in the mines, obviously there have to be bugs. But not the video game type of bugs because we've had enough of those with doors. But actual bugs. These are gloom bats. They usually appear in swarms and always fly towards any light source in order to disable it. Using a light source will aggro them and make them attack you, so it's advised to use glow sticks or nothing at all. They also have eggs, which when stepped on will damage you and spawn another gloom bat. Overall, a threat only in huge swarms, otherwise they're mostly harmless. After avoiding the new and old dangers, door 140 is a ravine with the sky visible from the depths of the mines. In the middle is a large sewage pipe and... no, this can't be.
That's right.
That's right, but I thought we ran out of budget. I'm all goop, dude. That means I can materialize anything, even sweet moolah. I am not declaring this money to the IRS. No! Seek is once again on your tail for various reasons that I honestly don't know and probably don't wish to know. This time, jumping gets introduced. The game has you jumping over gaps and collapsing bridges with rocks falling from the ceiling. Now, the guiding light's light can be seen physically moving towards the correct destinations, making you take all sorts of turns and jumps. Wow, this temple run update looks pretty weird. Reaching door 145, there's one last jump for you to do, which you fail. The bridge breaks, but luckily the guiding light manages to spawn a minecart just in time to catch you from your fall. But it's not over yet. Somehow, Seek is still chasing you with its own 2 feet. Bro did not skip leg day. You now have to duck to avoid obstacles overhead and steer your cart to safety while following the guiding light. Assuming you did all of that and lived, you get to door 149 where the guiding light shuts the door in Seek's face. Door 149 brings you into a dark area, after which a massive giggle-looking thing presents itself in front of you, forcing you to steer right and burst through door 150, getting launched out of your minecart and starting a mini chase sequence. After escaping successfully, you will find a room with a terminal telling you to power certain labeled anchors using a random 3-digit code. And so, you first power anchor A, which is right behind you. But then, you return and see that the terminal is asking for another button press for the next anchor, which can be heard from around where the massive giggle chased you earlier. You now realize that door 150 presents the average horror game trope of do a task in a maze with bad guys roaming around, and you have to manually return after inputting each code. The bad guys in question are called Grumbles, a mature version of Giggles, and boy oh boy, they should have called them Laughter instead for that devious ass laughing they always do. Door 150 is called the Nest. It's this massive dark cave system that the Grumbles barely managed to crawl their way through. Here's the map or something. There are also multiple Grumbles. If you manage to power all the anchors, which is difficult, like at one point you even gotta start doing math math, you can now power the external bridge. Another mini chase sequence later, and you're now in what I call the second half of floor 2. But before that, hi Jeff. The second half of floor 2 is a lot more stressful. After spending an ungodly amount of time in the nest, the last thing you want to do is die and lose your progress. From this point onwards, you can get sewer-themed rooms and ordinary mines mixed together. The sewers look absolutely fantastic, by the way. You also get another figure room for some reason where you have to look for generator fuses. It's a little stupid, but luckily enough, you can toss glow sticks to distract it as if you're tossing a coin in a Hitman game. I don't know why it works like that, but it's kind of funny. Moving on, almost every room will likely contain dupe, and the numbers get blurred extremely fast. The stakes are getting higher with every new door you open, until you get to door 195. 5 more doors until you can escape, and it's Seek again. Look, man, you're not gonna win this. We both know. I know. I'm still gonna chase you, but I know. It's all good. You go run along now. Come on, let's see those legs moving. Okay. Believe it or not, this last Seek chase is a bit dull. You'll now find yourself running through the sewers, following the guiding light once again, whilst jumping over gaps and avoiding falling into Seek's goo. The only annoying part is these maze-like pipe structures, because guiding light just takes a turn and it's so ambiguous about the direction it goes. It is extremely stress-inducing when you lose sight of it and kind of just have to wing it. But yeah, you just kind of do that a few times, and now you're at door 200, a gigantic water reservoir, and before you know it, he's back again.
You absolute buffoon! I told you I'm goo, which means I can materialize anything, even more goo!
Boy oh boy, it's Seekin time. The guiding light has offered you a few valves all around the area for you to use to drain the massive Seek pool. Obviously, there's just one problem: the Seek pool. To get to some of the valves, you have to traverse the Seek pool by jumping on random floating obstacles and, by extension, avoiding all the weird fucking goopy monsters. It's not a good time. I died here twice, once with a friend and once solo. It's not a fun time, but the music makes up for it. Every time you drain the Seek pool, a new danger will appear within it, to the point where you'll have to be dodging like 3 different things at once. But holy hell, the satisfaction you get once you drain the Seek goo entirely is immeasurable. After finally draining Seek, you pull the lever on one last generator and climb your way back up to the exit. The exit leads outside for the first time in this game. You now find yourself in a dense forest, the rain heavily pouring all around you. You cross a bridge over a river and a large castle stands before you. You can interact with the doors, and I'm just gonna let this one play out. So that's it for now, and apparently we're gonna be seeing a lot more of Seek from now on. So in conclusion, Doors is a really good Roblox game, and also I will mention the bonus floors at another time. My overall thoughts: excellent update, probably one of the most anticipated games in Roblox history, and for good reason. This game is masterful. It takes the potential of the Roblox engine to its maximum capacity. Yes, it's still rough around the edges, but the developers will have enough time to master the craft and make a truly memorable experience by the time they fully finish the game. For me, the horror aspect didn't really click, and the fact that the mines has basically like 4 new entities is absolutely devious in my opinion, but I can excuse all of that for an extremely satisfying gameplay loop and gorgeous visuals. Also, the castle should definitely include a song with a harpsichord, just saying. In fact, I made one myself.